This dog is, mother is a pedigree long-haired terrier, and his father came from a good neighborhood. Rusty,
How long have you had him?
well, Rusty was actually our son Joshua's dog, and when I came home from the hospital after having a heart attack, Rusty wouldn't leave my side. And when he was there by my side all the time. Rusty, sit down here. Sit down.
And what we're doing, it'll be a broad range. I'm gonna ask you some business stuff, a little bit of personal stuff, and just hopefully we can get done in 30 to 45 minutes. First of all, thanks. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate you sitting down with us. You've been doing this, you've been in Columbus now for what,
34 years. It'll be 34 years in July.
And you're a numbers guy too, right? You're an accountant.
That was a bean counter in my last life, yeah.
So how do you go from being a bean counter to owning McDonald's in South Georgia? I mean, you're a Missouri guy, right?
Yeah, I grew up outside of St. Louis, but I was a CPA and I had a couple of McDonald's clients, young guys that each had one store. And I was helping one of them out on the way home from work one night because he was having problems with a shake machine. So I had out the manual and I was trying to...
You were fixing the shake machine?
Yeah, I was trying to fix his shake machine. And one of the McDonald's executives came by and asked me what I was doing. And I told him that I was trying to help the guy out because he was having trouble with his shake yield and all this sort of thing. And he said, well, why aren't you an operator? And I said, because I'm not a millionaire, I just struggle on bean counter, And so he got me an application to put into McDonald's. He said, I know the guy down in Atlanta. His name was Doug Mack, and I'll call him and see if he'll talk to you. So I drove down to Atlanta, talked to him, and had to put down $10,000 for a deposit on,
How much money was $10,000?
Oh man,
that would have been
a bunch.
That was 1974.
That was 1973.
And
So
that's a lot of money.
Oh yeah. This is 1980, and just didn't see a lot of opportunities. So we were hoping that we'd get something that was a little bit more compact and that we could manage something a little bit better, without having the distance involved.
And over the years, you've grown that to 21, 22?
21, 22 stores. That includes a couple of Walmarts. So.
How many hamburgers have you sold? Any ballpark figure? You have to guess.
I have no idea. We've been blessed, we sell, but now we sell chicken sandwiches and breakfast and all kinds of.
But you sold a lot of hamburgers in the last few years.
Yeah. We sold a lot of hamburgers, but I have no idea. I just don't keep. I try to look forward. I don't look back.
But in McDonald's, the place where you don't. If I remember McDonald's from my kid, it was like 8 million hamburgers.
Well,
there used to be a number on the sign.
We used to have a number on the sign, but we wound up changing the sign as they grew. It changed the sign every month. So you'd have to get a high rise out there and change the sign. Then they started putting billions and billions on there. And finally they just took it all off and they said a McDonald's restaurant. Now they say nothing. They just say, you just got the oranges.
Columbus changed in the 34 years you've been here.
It's huge. It's huge.
Are you amazed at the progress the city's made?
Oh, definitely. You look at Columbus State, you look at Thesis and Synovus and the renaissance that's taken place downtown.
What do you attribute that to?
Well, I think we've got a lot of fine people that have invested in downtown and in university. Turner family primarily.
And so you credit that with a lot of the Renaissance.
Oh yeah, they were forward thinking. Mr. Turner could have taken his dollars and just said, "Hey, I'm gonna live the good life." Not that he lived a bad life, but a really good life. And said, "I'm gonna take care of my family and do a few things." But he was really a visionary that made some changes downtown.
If you look at a lot of, and we're talking about philanthropy in this community, if you look at a lot of your philanthropy, it's been kid related. Ronald McDonald House. Yeah, I know you were a big supporter of the soccer complex. What is it? Is that by design?
On the soccer complex, I always felt that kids need to exercise. They need to be out there. They need to learn coordination. They need to run, and outfitting a child for soccer is minimal compared to football or baseball or something like that. So it made sense, and the kids were playing soccer over there at the old bib field.
So
with broken beer bottles and all that.
So you saw the need of it just from your kid.
And it made all the sense in the world. And of course, we've got a great soccer complex now.
Are you proud of it when you see?
Oh yes, oh absolutely. So I'm not one to kind of dwell on
You said
accomplishments.
in the past, so you try not to look back.
I try not to look back. In fact, we were talking about that in the Bible study this morning. You can kind of look back and develop a pride or something in what you've accomplished, or else you look at it and you have some recriminations, and Satan goes to work on your brain and says, yeah, but you did this and you did this and you did that, and what you do is you lose your focus on going forward. Because yesterday's are history. You can't do anything about it. You got 24 hours in a day, and at midnight, the 25th is going to be gone. It'll never be here again.